Hello, welcome to this lesson on parallelograms. Now today, we won't, if we were in class, this is what we do, but I think I'll be a little bit quicker. All right, the goal of today is you should leave here saying, I can understand the properties of parallelograms and solve for missing angles and side lengths. So that's what we're working towards. By the end of the lesson, we'll get a diagram that looks like this, and you'll be able to fill in all of the missing information, and you'll say, hey, that was pretty easy, hopefully. All right, now I want you to look at parallelograms and write down any properties that you already know. You can pause the video, think about this for a second. All right, hopefully you're done. And let's go through some properties that exist. The first property is that the opposite sides of parallelograms are parallel. These two sides are parallel, and those two sides are parallel. Property number two. The opposite sides of parallelograms are congruent. So not only are they parallel, but those opposite sides are exactly the same length. Now, there's an example that goes along with that. Find the measures of x and y. Well, x is going to be the same measure as this one over here. So hopefully you can see that that's 13. Y is the same measure up there. That's 16. All right, moving on. Now, the third property is opposite angles in parallelograms are congruent. So the opposite angles would be like B and D. Those two angles are the same size. Likewise, angle A and angle C will be congruent. So if we want to find the missing measures, if this is 124, A is just going to be 124. If this is 56, B has to be 56. All right. Property number 4. The consecutive angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. Consecutive means two in a row, like D and A, or A and B, B and C, C and D. So what that's saying is angle A plus D has to equal 180. Likewise, D plus C has to equal 180. A plus B has to equal 180, and C plus D equals 180. We'll show you how we use that. Now, if we have one angle, which is 144, I can take 180, oops, minus 144, and I'll get the value 36. So this value is 36. If I take 180 minus 36, I get this next one, which is 144. 180 minus 144, and I get 36, and so on. Property number 5. The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So when I draw in these diagonals, this side is congruent to this side. DZ is congruent to ZB. So if I have a situation like this, if AZ is 4, ZC is also 4. If ZB is 7.3, ZD is also 7.3. Now there's another property. If we want to find angles, I don't know if this is a property or a continuing half properties. If we want to find angles, since these lines are parallel and this is a transversal, these two angles would be alternate interior. So angle 1 would be 52 degrees. Now if we have this, here, if we want to find all the angles, 25, that would be 25. If this is 30, we know that's 30. So all three of these angles make up a triangle. So 25 plus 30, that's 55. Subtract that from 180, and I have 125 as angle 1. And this would be 125 as well. All right. Now let's look at this one. First off, we know this angle is 30. So angle 3 has to be 30. This is 125, so this angle here is 125. I can add those to get 155. These are a triangle, so 180 minus that will get us to 25. So angle 2 is 25. Now there's a few different properties that we could use to get angle 1 here. What I would use is first I would try to find this angle. So 180 minus 25, which would be 55. Now I have a triangle over here and I can add these two to get 100. So 180 minus 100 will leave us with 80. So angle 1 is 80. All right, let's move on. Here is the success criteria. Hopefully you could do this. Let's go through this. Given angle ADC, ADC is 45. So this big angle here is 45 degrees. Find the missing angle measurements and side lengths. Well, AD is our first one. AD is over here. If this side is 6, this side better be 6. BZ, BZ, that's this distance. Well, we can use this property that if that's 8, this is 8. AC, well, if that's 7, this one over here has to be 7, so the whole distance is 14. We could also say since that's 10, this is 10, but we don't really need that. Now it says ABC. ABC. Well, if we know this whole angle over here is 45 degrees, those are opposite angles, so that should be 45. DCB. DCB. Remember, these two have to add up to 180. So 180 minus 45 would be 135. Now I can uncover them to see if I'm right. 6, 8, 14. Looking good so far. 45 for that angle. And then finally, 135. All right, hopefully that's enough to get you to finish to work, do the problems on your own. Good luck. Good luck.